Hello and welcome to Hey We're Talking. It's Friday, so that's got to be good for most people. I mean, if you work Monday to Friday should be exciting for you. People like Derek, the nurses out there, the people that work those third shifts and stuff like that, this is not always a happy day for them, but they can pretend that Friday's a fun day for them.
Well, half the time it's good.
Right.
Sometimes. I mean, but hey, when you work on Friday and you like your job, well, then it's great.
That's right. I like your attitude.
That's a great attitude.
You know
Derek.
what? We need more of that kind of attitude in this world. I love it. Just like it even if it sucks. No, wait a minute. That's not what you're saying. You're saying if you like your job, it's good. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And even if you don't like your job, you're getting paid, right? So that's good. That's something.
See, now this is the stuff right here. If you talk like that, you get on my dad's page. Then he won't be upset with you for telling him you're going to make him drink.
This is my attitude 24/7, 365,
This guy,
Scott.
You're solid. That's what I tell people all the time. This guy's so solid. You never have to worry about where you stand with Derek.
So are people talking down to me around you all the time?
Because even if Derek is in a bad mood or he doesn't like you, he wouldn't tell you.
No,
He'll keep it trapped inside. He'll reason it out logically, and then he'll go, I guess I'm going to keep liking him.
And then until one day he goes postal.
Yeah, then all of a sudden it all comes out. There'll be a day where the vault breaks open, and we read about Derek up on some roof throwing water balloons of urine at people. Like Antifa.
And nuns.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
okay.
I don't really agree with where that went.
Then what? Why did you?
That's the first time we've had Derek disagree with us on something.
Then why did you order 500 water balloons on Amazon yesterday?
I know. What the heck, dude?
Did I do that?
No, you didn't.
Did I?
No, you didn't. So that's
you guys want to send Derek water balloons.
It's going to take a long time to fill those up with pee.
All I think about, see what the Antifa actually does. They put it in water bottles, and they just throw the water bottles at people, or they dump them on them. But the water balloons, you're right. You would need a certain amount of pressure to even get the water balloon to fill up so that it can break.
I guess
I don't want to go into...
You'd have to have a very strong
drum.
You'd have to have a strong stream to fill up a water balloon.
Well, you pee in a 55-gallon drum, put a nozzle at the bottom, and then the natural pressure will.
Okay.
Yeah, put it.
See that? I like that because Bob's thinking about it because of the type of job he has. He's got it all in his mind. He's like, oh, hey, we deal with the steel drums and the, you've got a little bit of science background behind it. Derek and I are just thinking about if you're trying to pee into a balloon,
you would never build enough pressure to blow up
be
the balloon at the same time.
It would spray back on you.
Well, thank God we have an engineer, Bob, who was able to fix that problem for me.
I wish I got paid like an engineer. Gosh.
So that was a weird beginning to the Friday show.
No kidding.
Good grief! How did that happen? Oh, it was my fault.
Yeah,
I just realized I did that.
Who did that? That was all you.
I guess the title of this show is NFL Talk and urine-filled water balloons.
I'm not going to call it that probably, but okay.
I'm not going to. Yeah. And for the record, everybody, I'm not going to do that. I do like most people.
I think most people
I'm usually in a good mood.
Do it. Usually in a good mood. I think part of it is because his current wife is a lot nicer. He doesn't have to feel any kind of angst in his relationship.
No, I don't. I'm excited to
except for when she was like, "Are you doing that stupid podcast today?" Was that your wife that said that, or was that Bob's wife?
That wasn't. Well, my wife has said things about the podcast, but she didn't call it. I don't think she called it stupid.
I think I think that was Derek's wife.
Yeah, I don't know if she used those exact words.
Does she ever listen to it?
No.
What? Does it
make
you
wife
feel
has.
bad? Does it make you feel
bad.
You don't feel bad at all? Your wife doesn't support your podcast?
No, it's not that. It's just we're guys. We're talking about guy stuff.
Like peeing in water balloons?
Yeah. it's not. My wife is classy.
Oh, okay.
Then why is she married to you?
I know.
I don't. Personality. All right. I make her laugh.
Okay.
Right? Well, what do you do? What do you talk about to make her laugh?
I make stupid jokes, but they're very niche. You gotta find the right.
You found her. You found her vein of comedy, and you stick in that when you're with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Odd choice of words there.
Very odd.
Stick with that? Stay in your lane. You guys are dirty. Good grief. These guys need to have sex or something. They keep thinking about it and talking about it all the time.
Really?
Oh, wait a minute. No.
Can't believe you said that, Scotty.
We're all I know. No, I talk about that stuff to my parents sometimes too.
I love Derek's impression of your mom now. Derek's got an impression of your mom that's good.
When you meet her, it'll make you laugh. She doesn't she doesn't really have that lisp and stuff like that, but you know.
Anytime I do an impression of a woman, they always have a lisp, and I don't know why. It's just, I guess, to identify that it's a female instead of a male. I don't know.
I like how Scott it's just certain for him that we're gonna meet his parents.
Right,
I'm gonna be visiting Scott later in September.
Yeah.
Are your parents gonna be there?
I don't know. Maybe I'll tell them to come by so they can meet you. My dad will be like, "Hey, idiot, what are you doing?"
No. Derek's gonna be like, "I got a bottle of scotch.
I got some scotch for you."
Oh,
boys, we're having fun on Friday. Forgive us for having so much fun. I know you.
I'm glad it's Friday, man.
I know, me too.
It's been a long week.
It has. So here we go. We've been plugging this week by design. Bob's got it listed. I don't know if anybody told you about the list that Bob made. It's almost like show notes. So we got to go according to the plan. We did a show intro. Now we've got plug Facebook and Teespring. So now we're supposed to plug Facebook and Teespring. Derek, do you want to plug Facebook?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, everybody.
Dude, that's perfect right there.
Great job.
we play our videos.
Yeah, you can watch our videos.
Facebook. Yeah, you don't even have to do anything. You just click on it and it plays.
Yeah.
So, and you can also, if you're on Facebook, maybe you can share that with other people.
Let
other people know.
Right there.
That's
share it. Because one of your friends is going to laugh at this. Even if you don't like the show, one of your friends will. So just share it. Plus, it's better than sharing political stuff like I did all the time. I've stopped. Have you noticed I've stopped?
I have.
I stopped.
Well, I would hope that if you're watching the show 100 some odd episodes in, that you like the show. Hope you like it.
Hopefully.
And not dislike it. Anyway, so we got that, and then we have a Teespring store, teespring.com/hey_we're_talking_ It's in the show description.
Yeah, it's in the bucket.
Yeah. You can go there and buy T-shirts and mugs and hoodies. We've got them priced reasonably well, so
that's the
we're
main
not going to
thing.
make too much money on it.
I don't even think
you're going to look cool.
I don't even think we'll barely make a dime. It's
we
crazy.
We barely make anything off.
It's not for money. We're not doing it for money.
And I hope everybody appreciates that Scott asked me to plug Facebook and Teespring and completely interrupted me the entire time.
Oh, 100%. By the way,
are you talking to somebody? Was somebody walking into your room? You're looking at somebody. Is somebody there?
Handed me a note.
Really? Is it urgent?
Ooh, what's the note?
It's not urgent.
Oh, okay.
Dinner's in the oven?
Thumbs up, though. Well, that's good. That's thumbs up. What's going on? Anything important?
Yeah, share with the show, Derek.
Oh, hurricane supplies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys get hit with the hurricane?
Supplies?
Says the West Texas Food Bank is picking up more supplies. We need to go get more stuff to give. Going to the store to get some stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Should go to the dollar store to get some supplies for Hurricane Harvey relief.
There you go.
That's very nice.
That is nice.
Very nice of you guys.
Thanks, man.
By the way,
live in Texas, but thank you.
Our Teespring store is teespring.com/store.
What?
/hey-word-talking.
No.
That's what it is.
I know. I don't like
I'm going to try to figure out how to make it to where it's just
put it
Teespring,
in the bucket.
teespring.com/HWT. I'll work on that.
Did I interrupt you the whole time?
Yes.
Oh. I have a bad habit of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Because you're the host doesn't mean you get to be rude.
Jeez.
And I wasn't implying that you were rude. I just
thought
it was funny. It's like, hey, Derek, I'm going to hand this task to you.
And then I'm
going to mess you up the whole time.
Yes. if you're watching on video, I think one of the best things that happens on the show. I shouldn't say it's the best because then they're going to be like, that's the best thing that happens on your show. No, it's like when someone walks into Bob's office or like just what happened with you. It doesn't happen with you that often. Sometimes the dog will come in and you'll be like, oh gosh, the dog. But this one was different because you were like, you looked up. That was better because that's kind of what Bob does usually is that somebody will be there and he'll be like, oh, I'm on the air.
Yeah, I get my eyes. He just does I get my eyes will ride like,
hey, he's like, I'm on the air. With through his eyes, though.
Yeah. Well, it was my wife, and she very quietly opened the door, and she was like, and I was like, reached out my arm to accept the note, and I read the note, and
it was good though. It was good.
I didn't say hi to Paige yet, but hi Paige. You're cut off the screen, but we can see Paige on the side of the screen.
There she is.
Yeah. Hi, Paige. Does she know that we mentioned her on the show?
Yes, I told her. She lives in California. Goes to the University of California at Sacramento. She's a Division I volleyball athlete.
Nice.
Well, I know people at that college listen to podcasts, so maybe she should share it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you knew somebody there. Does she know them? And I was like, dude,
no,
it's a college.
No. Does she know Billy? I'm like,
yeah, Billy. Billy Johnson, he's a great kid.
Yeah.
Plays volleyball.
So let's just jump into... Oh, I'll say this really quick, and then we'll jump right in. It just seems kind of forced, but I'm going to do it anyway. Gameflyoffer.com/HWT.
Great job.
Go check that out. I'm going to have to change this in Bob's little write-up here. I'm going to have to change this a little bit. Because,
well, I said this was just a rough draft of a outline for the show.
Right, I know. But see, this is what happens when you put a thing in front of me. Now I'm fixated on I've got to stick to the plan.
And he has to talk about it.
And I have to talk about it.
Exactly.
Although I barely talked about it on Monday, and I did not talk about it on Wednesday, and I brought it back on Friday. It's because I'm very fixated on the things that I have to do.
And I'll tell everybody. Well, let me mention that Scott told us we have this outline. This is the show outline. Do not mention the outline. We're just going to naturally segue into each thing. Do not do that thing where I say, all right, let's talk about this thing now. And now he's doing exactly that.
So
I knew it was going to happen.
A little behind the scenes. So Scott tells me, hey, we need to have a little more structure for the show. You're
misrepresenting it.
No, let me say it. Let me say it.
Go ahead.
We need to have a little more structure to the show, so we have more of a flow to the show, so we're just not all over the place like we usually are. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I go type up some stuff, boom, throw out some outlines, get the ideas in there. We have the spreadsheet that I maintain that basically tells what we're talking about. We have a lot of things planned out already, but so I'm like, all right, let me look at these topics. I rattle it all off. I send it to Scott, and then he's like, oh yeah, this won't work.
I did not.
I'm like, wait, this isn't
not on that. Saying, I did not.
This isn't saying, hey, this is set in stone. This is an outline, a few bullet points that just express, hey, here's how we can build some structure. Give me some criticism back. And he's just,
I did not criticize it.
All right, I'll pull up this Voxer chat real quick.
Here's what I said. And if this isn't what I said, this is what I'm saying. This is what I said, though. I said, we have to be careful. We can't be too structured because part of the great thing about this show is when we just have these random discussions that are fun.
Of course. Like peeing in water balloons.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That was not on the list.
That's all I'm saying. It's hard because my background is improv, so I like just kind of letting it flow where it flows. But I understand that we got to have some structure as well. So I get it. The thing that you're not understanding is I'm relenting. I'm like, okay, we do need some structure. I'm literally saying, listen, I don't like structure, but I know we need some of it. And all I was saying is it would make the show better if we did it a little more structured. That's all I said. I wasn't like, hey, get me a write-up on that. I'd like a memo on my desk by Monday.
So you guys ever have that time in your life where you're dealing with your wife, your current wife, and everything you do, no matter how you do it, it just you can't do it right.
You're comparing me to a woman.
Can you take out the trash? Can you do this? Can you do that? And sometimes, we have these times in our marriages where no matter if I did everything on that list that I was supposed to do, it would get criticized in some way. Well, that's how it is with dealing with Scott.
I know. That's how I feel about Bob. That's what he does to me. He says no to everything I say. And then Derek is kind of just like Switzerland. He just agrees with both of us. No, usually he agrees with Bob. But that's okay. Are we done with this yet? I mean, I did do what you said. I immediately went and said, I got to talk about this next.
I think we're done. What's the next thing on the list?
The GameFly thing I didn't finish up, but the whole point I started talking about was, don't do that. They sponsor the show. I have to say it because they sponsor this show. It's important. GameFlyOffer.com/HWT. I would like to tell you more about it, but Bob says we can't do that right now. All right. We have to do this fast. Top predictions for this year in the NFL. I don't even know if I have one, but Bob, you're the bold producer of predictions, so let's hear it.
Well, my number one is probably, I think Phillip Rivers is going to have the best year, his best year in his history.
Really?
Yeah. I just think after a horrible season last year, I think the Chargers went 6-10. He didn't have a really good year. I think this year he's just going to come out as a gunslinger, just trying to prove to everybody and himself that he still got it.
Wow. Man, Derek, do you have a bold prediction for this year?
I just kind of came up with it just a little while ago. I don't have really anything to base this in fact, but let's just say I think Andrew Luck's gonna stink this year. I think the bubble's gonna burst because he's one of these quarterbacks that everybody talks about. He's good. They're like, oh, he's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But his team's is never good. So he puts up good performances, but he kind of stinks too. His team stink. I actually got to see him play a couple years ago, and he barely beat the Tennessee Titans.
And they weren't good back then.
They were not that good. So I saw him throw up all kinds of interceptions, and so I think the bubble's probably going to burst, and he's going to start his decline.
Okay.
Where he's no longer like some people are still saying he could be the best quarterback out there. He has the potential to be maybe no more, or he could go to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Oh, so you're just putting your hedge in your bets there, huh? He could do both. No, I'm kidding.
No, I think he's going to be the best or the worst.
No, I think he's going to be bad. I think he'll be bad.
Bob, you mentioned one, but I don't know if you're saying this year. Do you think this is the year? Do you think that this may be one of Ben's last years in Pittsburgh?
I think it'll probably be next year. I think he's going to get beat up a little bit this season, but he has been beat up for years. He was out with concussions and dealt with a lot of stuff. I think this year he's going to have an average year for Ben, but I think for some reason I just feel that this year is really going to take a toll on him, and either this may be his last year or the next year would be his last year.
Okay, so let's talk about, speaking of quarterbacks, I'm going to throw something out here. Let's talk about who we think, and I think I can only name 3 that I really know. Rookie QBs this year that are going to end up being the starter for their team. In Houston, we've got Deshaun Watson is a rookie. In Cleveland, Deshaun Kaiser. Is it Deshaun? Or I don't know how his first name is spelled. But his last name is Kaiser. He's from Notre Dame. He's a rookie this year. And he's actually slated to start. So we'll see what happens there. And then in Chicago, Mitch Trubisky. Which one of those 3 QBs, number 1, is going to be the starter no matter what? And number 2, will any of them have success? Go ahead.
So I think Trubisky, he's not going to win the starting job. They're going to let Glennon play just because he's making $14 million a year. I think 2 or 3 games into the season, the Bears are going to be probably 1-2 for their record. And the Bears are going to freak out and put in Trubisky, and he's going to play the rest of the season.
Okay. Derek, what do you think out of the three guys?
I think Kaiser's going to probably start in Cleveland and will probably not do great, but he'll probably be an improvement over what's been going on the last few years. Y'all remember Johnny Football?
Yeah, and Houston's old quarterback, Brock Osweiler, is there, and a lot of people believe he's going to be cut.
Yeah.
So there you
go. So I think in Houston, they'll probably do the best out of the three teams with a rookie, or the Bears, Browns, and Texans. I think whoever they put in there will probably do well. I think Houston's got a pretty good team, but I think Cleveland's on their way up. I think they're going to be improving.
Wow, dude, that is a bold prediction. Cleveland, woo. We'll see what happens. I think this is a little bit of home cooking for me, being in South Carolina, but I think Deshaun Watson is going to have a good year. I think eventually, I don't know at this point if he's going to be the starter, but I think he's going to take over at some point, and I think he's going to do well. He's going to have a hard time, but I think out of the three that we've talked about, I actually have faith that Deshaun Watson will do pretty well. He's done halfway decent in the preseason, and it'll be interesting to see what he does. And I think that Houston's going to have a special... I feel like they might have like that kind of special year like what happened when New Orleans had Hurricane Katrina. I wonder if this will be like a rallying cry. I mean, just based on what J.J. Watt has already done, even with getting money for the hurricane victims. I mean, he was like, first thing he did was like, hey, I'd like to try and raise $1 million. Now, the last time I checked, he was up over $5 million. He's really... So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Houston this year, because last year they were all in trying to get to the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl was at NRG Stadium. So we'll see what they do this year. And I think it's going to be make or break for their coach this year too. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the NFL. We didn't get to everything. I'm sure like through the season at some point we're going to talk NFL again. There's no way we can't. We're going to have to.
Yeah, we'll do like Super Bowl predictions and things like that.
But I mean,
I think
even
it's too
like,
early.
I think it's just going to seep into conversation because all three of us like football. So I think we're going to end up talking about it.
Are the Patriots going to go back to the Super Bowl?
That was going to be one of mine. I actually think Brady will win another Super Bowl this year.
That is a bold prediction.
I don't think it's bold. That's why I didn't say it, because I'm like, I thought people would be like,
well,
you mean Brady might be good? And I'm like, yeah.
No, it's tough to repeat.
It is, but I mean, dude, that team, they just, even this year, some of the people that they signed in the offseason, people want to come play for the Patriots. And so they've got people taking less money to come play there. It's like,
well, imagine if you were a wide receiver or a running back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to say that Tom Brady threw you footballs or handed you footballs? I mean, yeah, of course. And yeah, you'll take less money for a chance to win the Super Bowl as well.
Yep. And I think they've got such a good team. And the organization is just, I think every NFL team, if they're not saying to themselves, we want to be like the Patriots, then they're stupid, because the Patriots are just heads and shoulders above most of the teams in this league. I mean, there are teams that are up there that are run well, but not like that. I mean, they're just amazing.
But when the combination there in for the Patriots, when they finally everyone decides to retire, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, who knows? Yeah. Patriots may just be done.
It could be. It's a possibility. All right, so we talked about GameFly. We went off on tangents. We love you guys. We're glad you're part of the show. We are thankful for each and every person that listens to this show. As always, check us out. It's very easy. Just look up, Hey, We're Talking. We're on Twitter, all that stuff. We don't tweet enough. We got to tweet more.
You got to do the Twitter. Because I'm doing the Facebook thing. I'm doing, I can't do the Twitter.
You post stuff on Facebook. I take care of the videos and everything. So
right.
But, okay.
Wait, what does Derek do?
Derek is, he's the talent, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He just looks good.
He shows up.
I'm the diva.
He's the diva. Oh, my gosh. But thank
Happy
you for
Friday.
we as much as we all goof on each other, it's all fun and games.
Yep.
We do like each other. You like us, right, Derek?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Did you see the eyes?
Yeah, the eye roll didn't seem very convincing.